Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is going to be my honest review of Battlefield Redsec with my pros and cons and things that they should improve. Now let's begin with my pros and what I like. So first off, the most important thing, no skill-based matchmaking, and more important than that, there are no cheaters. Their anti-cheat is absolutely amazing. The fact that I haven't ran into a single cheater and I've been playing this game like basically nonstop for the past like 4 or 5 days, that's a huge W. And I like that because if I die or something happens, 9 times out of 10, it's because of my own skill or bad positioning or something that I did, not because of some outside factor like this guy is wall hacking or cheating. Another thing I like is that the map is fire, bro. The POIs are amazing. I usually land in redline storage. That area is more deserty, but I like the fact that I can go across the map into downtown or defense nexus or something where defense nexus looks like a really nice government building. Then you have downtown, which is destroyed and it looks like an actual city that has been demolished. Then you could go all the way over to the greenery side of the maps where there's the golf course. So overall, the map has a ton of POIs and it's a lot of variety. I like that the gas, or in this case, the fire circle is really cool. There's not like necessarily zones. The fire just kind of starts coming in throughout the entire match. There's no pause within it, which I think that leads to the shorter match time. I believe it's like shorter by like 5 minutes compared to like a regular Warzone match. You can't go into the fire or else you're gonna get demolished instantly. Also, I like the fact that the fire, you can't even regen your health if you're too close to it, which is nice because if somebody's like really edging the gas or edging the fire and you shoot at them, they really can't regen health and it puts them at a huge disadvantage for being so close. Another one of my pros is that bloom is actually a good thing in this. Now it's really because the bullet velocity isn't amazing like in Warzone, but you also can't get beamed out of the sky. It's way harder to get beamed out of the sky with a weapon in Battlefield Redsec than it is in something like a Warzone. And it's nice because it helps you actually get away. So if you're running across a field or you're just trying to get from cover to cover, that bloom is gonna help you escape and eventually get to the next area or the next cover that you're trying to run to. This is one of the few cases where I'm going to approve of bloom because overall I genuinely don't like bloom. I just feel like if you can hit your shots, you can hit your shots. But the bloom is nice because now you can run out in open field. Like there's been plenty of times, even on the desert side of the map, I'm running out in complete open field and I can actually pretty much juke and dodge and actually get away. Also love the class system, each role having their own unique perks. I personally play the assault class because the plating is really slow. I think we all know this by now. So that 33%, I mean, to be honest, that feels still slow to me, but it's better than the regular plating speed. But the fact that each class, like the recon, engineer, and support, they all have their own special unique talents, just allows for more diverse and actually team-based gameplay. And that's amazing, especially when you're playing with the homies. Next thing is kill streaks. Kill streaks are insane. They're amazing. They look good and they feel good. If somebody is camping in a building, my first thing is like, oh, I have an artillery strike. Yo, nuke the entire building. I don't even care if I can see them or know their exact location. I'm just trying to nuke the entire building so I can have multiple openings and basically give them no covers and no cubbies to hide in. It pretty much forces the enemies to leave the area, and the enemies that don't even realize they're getting nuked, they're just gonna die instantly. The amount of multi-kills I've gotten specifically with the airstrike, it's just so satisfying. Also like the overall pacing of Battlefield Redsec as a whole. There have been times where I land in and I'm doing a lot of missions, but that's just because I landed in a spot that's kind of near the fire and it's not really near most of the action. So you could probably find yourself doing like, I kid you not, 5+ minutes of looting and then trying to run and get to, you know, the middle of the map or another POI where there's usually more people and it's more populated. But the overall pacing is really good. Most of the time I land, like I said, redline storage, and there's action immediately because it's really a nice hotspot. And not too far away from it, maybe like 500 meters or so, you have defense nexus right over top of the hill. And yeah, there's just a ton of people in that area. Also like the fact that the end game has a ton of anti-vehicle crates that spawn because like I said, I play the assault class, and if my friends don't want to play engineer or if I'm playing duos and I don't have an engineer, it's really nice to be able to just open that up, pull out an RPG and get rid of a tank, because the tanks are strong, but they're not like super oppressive, which is another thing that I do like. I do like the fact that the bullet spread on the LMGs on the tank doesn't let you get beamed from across the map. And trust me, I've tried from killing somebody from one side of the bridge to the other. It's really difficult because the bullet spread on the tanks is honestly absurd. It might be a little too absurd because you just can't get somebody from across the map. Like, it's gonna take practically all of your ammo, and then you're gonna end up having to go to a vehicle supply station and sitting there for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes. So you really have to, so if you're gonna use the tank, you're gonna have to play it a little bit smart, which is a nice little counter because it gives, you know, people the time to either pull up on the tank and sabotage it, throw C4, shoot it with an RPG, get rid of it. There's tons of ways of getting rid of the tank, so it's honestly not that OP. But at the end game, it does get kind of hectic, so having those anti-vehicle crates are a nice addition. This right here is one of the things I didn't like at first, but I actually ended up liking it, and that is the fact that when teams get below 10, the map no longer shows you how many people are alive. But after playing more, I actually figured that was actually a really good feature, because a lot of times in Warzone, if the enemy team, if you guys know, it's like a 4v1, the whole entire team is just gonna rush this one person. It's pretty much a guaranteed W. But the fact that you don't know how many people are left, it could quite literally be a 1v4 situation where it just says 2 teams are alive, but you don't know that the other team has 1 person alive. So as a team with 4 people, you're playing far less reckless because you have no idea how many people could possibly be hiding in a bush or hiding behind cover. So you're gonna play slow, and it allows for that one person to potentially take out and wipe out the entire team and win the match. So I really do like that feature. It just gives you a fighting chance if you're at a disadvantage in the end game. And yeah, overall, that's pretty much the things I like about Battlefield Redsec. There are a few other things, like, you know, the weapon looting system, in the sense of you can upgrade the gun and you can choose it. Some of those things I'm not going to mention because Battlefield Redsec does have a lot of pros, but I really want to talk about the improvements and the dislikes, because although they're not game breaking, a lot of them are more quality of life issues that will take this battle royale from like an 8 out of a 10 to like a 9.5 out of 10 battle royale. So starting off with things that I don't like the UAV at all. So a lot of people actually think the UAV doesn't work. A lot of my friends thought the UAV didn't work, but the way it works is I believe it only shows people that are outside. If you're inside of a building, the UAV cannot spot you. Second off, I don't like the range of the UAV because the range is actually absurd. It's huge because if you press the big map, you can actually see everybody that's outside in, like, I don't even know, maybe like a 400 or 500, I don't know about 400 or 500, but like a 200-300 meter radius around that UAV. But the problem is on the infantry mini map in the bottom left, you can't see it at all. I hate the fact that I have to pull up the big map in order to see it. So yeah, that's my biggest problem with the UAV. Like, they're good, but they're not good at the same time because I constantly have to pull up the big map to find out where people are at. The second thing I don't like, and I don't even want to go too in depth with it because it's really annoying and everybody already knows it's an issue, but the audio is abysmal. For some reason, everything sounds farther than it actually is. Somebody could be shooting, they could be like 20 meters away, but it sounds like they could be farther or they could be down, but they're actually up, and the audio direction isn't really accurate or clear. Another thing I don't really like about the audio is that footsteps are insane. Like, my footsteps are crazy loud, my teammates' footsteps are crazy loud, but for some reason, enemy footsteps aren't loud the closer they get to you. The farther they're away from you, you can kind of hear their footsteps, but the closer they get to you, you can't really tell where they're coming from, or if anything, you can't hear it at all. And like, sometimes I've been ran up on by enemies and I had no idea that they were even in the vicinity. Also, another thing with the audio, the zip lines, bro, like the zip lines make such a faint noise. Like, you can hear them, but the sound is so faint. It's almost like, well, where is the zip line coming from? Is it the outside zip line? Is it the inside zip line? So you really have no idea. And it seems like a lot of things with the audio is more like directional and loudness of the audio itself. But that's pretty much everything I want to talk about with the audio. Another thing that I have a problem with is the plates. There are no plates in Redsec at all. I kid you not. You have to open up the crates to find plates. The problem is the crates are really limited in some areas of the map. Like, there's more loot dense areas than others. So when you're looking for plates, like, there are none to be found. And then the problem is the crates only give you 1 plate. Most of the supply crates that you like call in or after completing a mission, they'll give you like maybe like 4 to 6 plates, refilling you up completely. But when it gets to the end of the game or the mid game, you don't have time to be doing the missions. You're just trying to win the game at that point. That's all early game stuff. So early game, you could have plates, but mid to late game, there are no plates, which brings me to another thing that I kind of don't like. I think that the crates should resupply at a certain point, because regaining is really hard when all of the loot is gone, especially because the fact that you cannot find plates, which takes you like completely out of the fight. That's just my personal opinion. I think that would be a great addition at a certain time. Just let all of the crates resupply. I also think that the support class should be able to regen plates. Now, obviously, it should probably take somewhere like maybe like 20 to 30 seconds, so it's not crazy overpowered. But I don't think anybody would be mad if the support class regen plates over time, just because of how little plates there are. So it's either add the resupply crates or allow the support class to be able to regen plates. Another thing I don't like is custom loadout spawning is kind of weird. Like, it'll put 3 custom loadouts right next to each other within like 50 meters of each other, and it allows you to get your second gun really quickly. The problem with it is that it only really applies to if you're in the area where 3 crates spawn right next to each other, and then like the 7 to 10 other crates or custom loadies, they spawn sporadically and really spread out from each other. And sometimes the custom weapons even spawn like out of the circle or right at the edge of the fire, and I don't really like that. I think they should like tweak the algorithm for how the custom crates spawn. And then speaking of the custom loadouts, I think there needs to be a way to get them faster. I thought I figured it out. I thought you only had to do 2 missions and then the loading mission pops up, but sometimes I've done 2 missions, the loading mission pops up. Sometimes I haven't done any, and the loading mission, depending on what area I go to, it's there. I don't know if that's from other teams completing missions in that area or what, but there needs to be a more predictable way and a faster way to get my custom loadie, because I think that's one of the most unique aspects about games like Warzone and Battlefield Redsec is the fact that we have a unique loadout. Like, yeah, I could get ground loot, but let's be real, man. I'm not trying to rock with the ground loot, but I don't think anybody would mind if they could get their own custom weapon a whole lot faster than what it is. At least make it more predictable, because right now I have no idea how to make it more predictable besides getting the random custom loadies that fall from the sky. And like I said before, those spawn in a weird sporadic way. Like, it could literally spawn like 300 to 500 meters away from you. So now you gotta go on a fucking journey just to get your custom weapon. And mind you, you're only getting one of your 2 custom weapons. Next thing I got a problem with is the ping system. The ping system is dog shit. I think everybody knows this at this point. I can literally pull up the mini map, try to ping a spot, doesn't work, might work, who knows. I could ping somebody literally in front of me, doesn't work, might work, who knows. My friends could ping somebody in front or on the map, doesn't work, might work, who knows. The pinging system is just really inaccurate. They need to tweak that. I'm not going to touch anything else on it, but they just need to fix that. I think they know they need to fix that. And yeah, another thing, the cutscene when you die. Oh my god, when you're respawning in the beginning, if you die early, the cutscene has to go. I don't need to see my dude getting off the plate or getting off the plane twice in a game. You know, obviously the first when you're first landing, when the game first starts, and then second if you die early and now you're coming back. That cutscene is so annoying because I feel like it's like, what, 5 seconds of wasted time where I could have already been flying down and helping out my teammate. That cutscene has to go. It was cool the first time, but after, you know, playing the game for days, it's really annoying. It's a really annoying feature of the game. I think they need to add in the ability to queue in solo, so I could like solo duo or solo quad. I don't think anybody has really an issue with that. I do think they need to add in a solos mode, and we already know that they're probably gonna add in solos or trios later down the line. It's just not in there right now, so I'm not really gonna say too much on that. But sometimes I just don't want to play with a teammate. I just want to see how good I am and just queue in solo. That's just me. I know some people don't care about that, but that's personally just me. I like to have that feature in the game. I think the bounty missions need to be nerfed, not because I see a ton of bounty missions, but more like the bounty missions are busted. It's like the original Warzone Most Wanted, where it shows the person's exact location with live updates of their like exact position on the map and in real time. That shit is busted. Like, you can quite literally track somebody across the map and know exactly where to go, what corner they're hiding in and what building. They need to nerf it and make it like a slow updated thing, maybe like every 5 seconds or so it's not super busted. Also think the hit reg can be bad at times. I don't know if it's because of the servers or a server issue or something, but another issue I have is sometimes I can't grab the loot right away when I open up a loot box. Another issue is sometimes I can't grab the loot right away when I open up a loot box. I'll have to like back up a few meters and then come back to the box, and then it will let me grab it. Or sometimes it will just completely glitch out and I can't grab the loot at all. So they definitely definitely need to fix that problem. In the downtown area, sometimes you can like fall through the floor. I think I've only seen it, or at least for me, I've only had it happen in the downtown area where I just like completely fall through the floor and just end up on the ground. I think thirsting people needs to be way faster. Like I feel like most of the times when I down somebody, I end up wasting half my clip or half my magazine to finish somebody off. Pause. But that has to be fixed, bro. I don't want to waste half my ammo killing a person that I already downed. Another thing is when the match ends, please, or even during the match, please allow me to see my own damage output. Like at the end of the game, it shows your team's damage output combined, but it doesn't show your own. It does show you your own kills, but it does not show you how much damage you yourself have done. And I don't know what it is with these games trying to hide statistics and just having a kill count and no damage. Like, bro, like I don't, why even put the team's damage if it doesn't matter, allegedly, you know? Like, what's the point? Show me the individual breakdown of that entire score. Who did 5,000 damage? Who did 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, no damage, whatever. Show me, please. Like, just either add it in or don't have the damage at all and just have kills. This next thing is kind of just an overall game thing, but the weapon leveling just needs to be significantly faster, bro. If I make it to the end game, I could finish a match off with, I kid you not, one time I had 90,000 plus XP, leveled up like twice, and I'm already in like the level 60s and 70s and whatnot. But my weapon in that entire match goes up like 300 XP. If you're a casual or a person that doesn't even have the full game, it's gonna be practically impossible for you to ever fully kit out your own custom loadout without buying the full game and spending countless hours playing with one single weapon. Just the overall, the weapon leveling just needs to be faster, bro. Nobody, I don't care what anybody says, nobody wants to spend a ton of time leveling up one gun. Like I don't want to do it. Casuals don't want to do it. People that love the game don't want to do it, bro. Like I don't want to spend my entire time like, oh, I gotta level up this gun. Now I gotta level up this gun. And it takes like 10-15 hours to max out the gun. Nobody has time for that, nor does anybody even want to do that. It's kind of like just a meaningless task. Anyway, another dislike that I have about Redsec is that a single RPG should be able to take out a transport vehicle, because there's been multiple times where I shoot a transport vehicle directly and it does like a fourth damage or maybe like half damage, where in my personal opinion, I think that should be an instant kill. If you want to be in a transport vehicle inside of a battle royale, expect to get taken out by an RPG in one shot. So I think that should be looked into. Another thing is, for some weird reason, when you're falling from a reasonable height, you'll take fall damage instead of doing a combat roll, which I find weird because sometimes I'll jump from an even higher height and it will do the combat roll. So I don't know what's going on there, or if maybe I'm doing the combat roll wrong or something, but that needs to be looked into. And then finally, my last dislike. Now, this one, I'm not sure if it's me or if it's the game, but sometimes I'll have smoke grenades and for some reason a flashbang will pop out. But then after I throw the alleged flashbang, I'll then have smoke grenades. So I don't know if this is like an inventory thing that I just haven't realized yet, but that's like a weird bug or a weird thing that I've noticed. The same thing happens with incendiary grenades. Like I don't even pick those up. So I'll throw out an incendiary grenade when I thought I had a smoke grenade, and then I'm like, yo, what the heck? Like, why are the icons basically the same? Like, I don't think there's any difference between those three in particular, the smoke grenade, the incendiary grenade, and the flashbang for the icons. I think they all pretty much look the same. The only ones that are different is the frag grenades and the stun grenades. You can obviously tell when you have those because the icon is different. So yeah, that's everything I like and dislike about Battlefield Redsec. Like I said, a lot of the cons, there was a whole lot more than the positives, but Battlefield Redsec is fun. It's really fun, and it's a nice change of pace, and it's a nice refresh to battle royales. And most of the dislikes are pretty much just quality of life. Like it's like nothing game breaking. It's just all quality of life issues that could easily be fixed in like an update or two. But if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave your comments down below on what you like and dislike about Battlefield Redsec, and hit this video with a like and watch this video right here.